Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to have a little bit of a catch up on what I've been watching lately. I know I don't get these done as regular now, but let's crack on when we've got a little bit of time. I'm going to take you from the 26th of June through to the present day, which is, what date are we on in August? It's the 9th of August at the moment, so I'll be looking to the side to my laptop here. To remind me what I've seen, I'll be putting my Letterboxd on the screen, so details below in the description. Feel free to follow me if you would like. So let's get this old screen recorder going and get kicking. Okay, so let's get cracked on. The first one we have here is the 26th of August. It's June. Jesus wept. The 26th of June, I watched the movie Wolves with Brad Pitt and George Clooney. Now this one is about a high profile person, a crime happens. These kind of people tend to have what is known as fixers. So people, they get to come in and fix things. So it's like completely removed from them, like it almost didn't happen. Now George Clooney and Brad Pitt are both fixers, both feel they are the best in the game at what they do, and they both are called to this individual job. Both noses are firmly out of joint because they think they're the best. They don't know what this other person is doing there. And these guys are actually forced to work together, which is something they're very much lone wolves, which is I think why they've called it wolves rather than wolves. I really enjoyed this one. The main reason to watch this very much is the performances from Brad Pitt and George Clooney. I had a fun time with it. I'm not going to say it's outstanding. It's one of the best things I've ever seen, but it was a very easy watch and I had a good time with it. I should, when I'm here, let you see other people that I know's ratings on these to give you ideas outside of mine. So there you go. There's like a, varies from a 2 up to a 4 there. And there's Sin. Really enjoyed that. She gave that one a 4.5. So that'll, don't know if that gives you an idea because they're quite wide ranging, aren't they? So after Wolves, I watched Best Wishes to All. Now this is one that a load of people have been talking about recently. It's horror, it's Asian, so obviously I'm going to be very much interested. So happiness on Earth has a limit. A young woman's visit to her grandparents' home leads to the discovery of what's brought them happiness, a revelation that will lead her to question her choices, sanity, and reality itself. This is a very odd movie. If you like Asian horror and you're used to the quirkiness and that things are a little bit odd, I think you'll really dig this one. It is a horror, it's very slow, it's quite creepy, it's got a very sort of like morose atmosphere about it. The acting's fantastic, the characters are really engaging, really interesting. If you can watch a slow burn and want to see something quite a bit different than most things you will have seen, I would highly recommend this one. I really enjoyed it. Now I only did give it a 3 out of 5. I thought it was going to be a little bit more gruesome than it was. It's more of a story. It's not got the horror element really strong. It's like more of a creepy little movie, but I think it's definitely well worth a watch. Let's see if anyone else. There, we've got 3 people on my list have seen it. Fright Club gave it a 3.5. Nightmare Maven gave it a 2.5. And Rated by Gav gave it a 3.5. So yeah, so none of them hated it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. So 29th of June I watched Marshmallow. Right, I didn't really enjoy this one, but I know that multiple people that have seen this really did like this one. At a secluded summer camp, timid and introverted 12-year-old Morgan is thrust into a waking nightmare when a once fabled campfire tale becomes real. As a mysterious figure descends upon the camp, Morgan and his newfound friends must embark on a treacherous journey and uncover a sinister reality buried beneath the surface. My eyesight's shocking. Right. I've heard this compared to Stranger Things. I think had I seen this when I was a teenager, I think I would have really enjoyed it. It's very much, like the Goonies kind of age range. It's sort of like aiming for a young audience, I feel. This follows a group of kids at a camp and things crack off and they have to try and save themselves. It's very much, Friday the 13th, but, not as brutal. I really liked the performances in this from the kids. I feel they were really believable, as several people have already said. The acting was good. I feel that the relationships and the dialogue are things that kids that age would say. I just felt the story was a little bit silly. It was more of what I've seen 100 times. It just didn't really appeal to me massively. But like I say, I know multiple other people really enjoyed this. In saying that, we've got a 3.5 there from Midnight Spook. We have a 2.5 from Jordan, Movie Worm, and we have a 2 from Joshua. As far as I'm aware, Aaron from Screen Stars has seen this one and liked it, and Leo from Geek Legion of Doom has seen this one and liked it. So don't take my word for it, check it out for yourself. It's definitely worth a watch, but it's like a watered down Friday the 13th, and the main reason to watch this one's the kids' performances, I would say. Okay, so on the 2nd, I saw F1. I have an individual review for that one up if you want to watch it, so I won't waffle about this for a long time, other than to say I thought it was excellent. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and there's a list of people you can see there. 29 people I know has watched this one, and I'm sure you can see yourself there that most people really enjoyed that. We've got 4.5s there, 3.5s, 4s. There's no bad score there whatsoever, so F1 I think is a winner if you're interested in that kind of thing. Jurassic World Rebirth, again, this is one that I have an individual review on the channel for if you want to check that out. I enjoyed this. I thought it was a nice little movie. I was insanely irritated by the child in this. There's loads of plot holes in it, but the dino action's really good. The effects are really good. I think it's a decent movie. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I did enjoy it, although I do get a lot of people are going to be saying, but what about this? But what about that? I think if you just want to go in and watch a fun action movie and not expect everything to, you know, knit together 100%, then I think you're going to enjoy it. 31 people I know have seen this one. So some people love it. There's 3.5s and 4s. There's D gave it a 2. Inked Horror staying a 2. Joshua a 2. So there's quite a few people there. That Sarah gave it a 2. One Young Wolf. And did you see that? Mike gave it a 2.5. So kind of like varying scores for that one. Apologies for the noise. That is my son running down the stairs. He's on his summer holidays at the moment. Right, okay. So after that interruption, I had to start again on my screen record. Okay, the next one I watched is called It Feeds. I'm trying to remember it. Let me open this. Oh, right, yes, I remember now. Seen this actress in a couple of films, 2 nights running. So It Feeds, a clairvoyant therapist confronts her own personal demons while trying to save a young girl who believes a malevolent entity is feeding on her. Decent little movie. I feel 3/4 of it was really good. I was really invested. We follow this clairvoyant's daughter mainly, who has a bit of the gift that her mother has, who is trying to save a young girl. The mother really doesn't want her to pursue it. We know somehow that it is tied to the death of her father, that some things are best left alone. The mother doesn't want her getting involved, but she, in good conscience, doesn't feel that she cannot help this young girl, and that leads her into a whole world of trouble and uncovering something rather sinister that's going on. As I say, I was really enjoying this. I feel that I didn't like how it ended. I felt it really petered out. It went from a really promising movie to it just felt all kinds of wrong at the end. It felt like 2 different movies, almost 2 completely different styles. I gave it a 3 out of 5 because I did really enjoy it still, and I would recommend. The only 3 people I know have seen it, 2, 3.5, and 4, so I'm sure that's not really helpful for you. 3 very different scores, but I would say it's worth a watch. It Feeds. Okay, the following night I watched The Ritual. Now this has been getting lambasted, so I gave it a 2.5. Now, when someone says Al Pacino was a priest, that fits. Was he the priest in Constantine with Keanu Reeves? I'm sure he was. So 2 priests, one in crisis with his faith, that is Dan Stevens, and the other confronting a turbulent past, Al Pacino, must overcome their differences to perform a risky exorcism. So this is apparently a true story, based on, I believe, a German girl. There is another called about Annalise Michelle. I can't remember what it's called, but this is a different girl. She was also German. And it just takes you through the possession of this girl, all her symptoms. She's like a really sweet, lovely, innocent, nice young woman. And we see her transform into a demon, I suppose, as the movie progresses. It's okay. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it deserves the bad press it's getting, but I would expect more from Al Pacino. It did feel like he wasn't really invested in what he was doing. I felt that sections of it were very boring. I felt Dan Stevens didn't really have much of a presence in this, and he was one of the main actors in it. I do feel it's okay. If you love possession movies, then yeah, check it out. It's worth a watch. But if that kind of thing's not your bag, probably avoid. They're, again, not very popular. You've got 3 ones. Is that Monty? Yeah, Monty, Jordan, and Joshua, all big horror fans, all really didn't like it. Nightmare Maven 2.5. Anthony Perez gave that a 3, and Craig Norrie gave it a 2.5. So 3's the top mark you're getting there. I'm coming in at a 2.5. Okay, so the same night, this is a TV movie. I wouldn't suggest you check this out. It's called A Killer is Calling. So this follows a woman who works as a 911 dispatcher for the police. Now, having worked as a 999 dispatcher for the ambulance service, I know that an awful lot of this is complete and utter bullcrap of what's happening. One thing that really irks me about these films is when the operator gets into a discussion with the person on the other side of the phone. You're not allowed to do that in the emergency services. You have a very strict script you must follow. I don't know if it's different in the US, tell me if it is. But in the UK for sure, you can't use your own intelligence. You can't get into conversation or deviate from the script, because one emergency dispatcher may be incredible at their job, another may be crap, so they have to stick to a very stringent list of rules. So in this, where she's chatting away to people about stuff and using her own intuition, you can't do that. The computer screens that were used were completely false. It's just little tiny things that don't take a lot of effort were wrong in this. Now, they do live in a small island community. The police station sort of doubles as ever. There's a police cell. There is the 911 dispatcher sat there with, in the police station with the police cell. So this is where they do everything. In the 911, you have the makeshift prison, and you have just the normal day-to-day police stuff. It turns out that someone that this dispatcher has wronged in the past starts to make telephone calls to basically tell her that her family is in danger. She has to try and track down who this is, where they are, what they're doing, and why. What has she done to want for this person to want to kill her, basically, or her family. Now, it sounds like a decent enough little premise, and yes, it is a decent enough premise, but the execution is not great. Maybe if you're not coming at it from a position of, well, that wouldn't happen, that's ridiculous, you might enjoy it a little bit more. I looked at the reviews on IMDb, and a few people really dug this one, really liked it. I don't know anyone that's actually seen it on my Letterboxd, but there's someone said 1.5 hours of trash. Unless it's Rescue 911 call operators are just not interesting. That was a fun movie. Nope. It was a TV movie very much so. If the idea sounds interesting to you, by all means, but I would give it a miss personally. So the next one, Nonnas. I watched this one after watching Aaron from Screen Star's review of it, and it was one of those evenings where I wanted to watch something easy to follow. So, and this very much is just a really lovely, nice movie. This is a true story also. After losing his beloved mother, a man risks everything to honour her by opening an Italian restaurant with actual nonnas, which is grandmas, as the chefs. So Vincent Vaughn stars as this young man that's lost his mother and grandmother. He has this dream of opening a restaurant. He decides to do this in Staten Island, and he comes up against quite a lot of... It's not very successful, to put it that way. He finds these different grandmas, one played by Susan Sarandon. I mean, grandma, I know she probably is, but she's so glamorous. The Who have we got? Talia Shire, Lorraine Bracco, and Linda Cardellini. My eyesight needs looking at. It really does. No pun intended. This was a really, really sweet, lovely, heartwarming, just nice film that you could easily just sit down and watch with your family. Everyone plays a really good part here. There's no weak links. Oh, your man from True Blood's in it. Joe Manganiello. Yeah, so he's in it. He plays the friend of Vince Vaughn's character. He's not in it as much, but he's in there too. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but Aaron is correct. It makes you very hungry because they're making pasta and lasagna, oh, like desserts, cream. Oh, Jesus. It makes you hungry. And pizza, you name it. I think Italian's probably my favourite food. So I give it a 3 out of 5. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a really nice little film to watch. So if you're in the want for something nice, check out Nonna's. Okay, these last 3, I'm not going to open up. I just put them in because I realised I hadn't like recorded them. So there's a series on Netflix called Trainwreck. There's 3 there: Poop Cruise, The Real Project X, and The Astroworld Tragedy. So there are a few more on Netflix. I haven't seen the others because they don't really appeal. Poop Cruise is a story about a famous cruise in the US that all the power went down on and all the toilets stopped working, and the people on deck on the boat, massive big cruise ship, were having to like poo in bags and stuff. And it's like, oh, the deprivation, oh, it's terrible. And like they were walking through like dirty seweragey water. It was all leaking and there wasn't any fresh food, and people were all very much fighting each other for what little bit of like stuff they had. It's just a cruise that went spectacularly wrong. Everybody got off it okay in the end, but yeah, Poop Cruise. So that was quite interesting. The one I watched last night was called The Real Project X. You may remember a couple of decades, or is it 1 decade ago? Anyway, you may remember a story of a young Dutch girl who inadvertently set a party invitation to public on Facebook and ended up with thousands and thousands of people turning up at her house. It became very famous. Unrest broke out, the police had to be called, people were doing all sorts. It just went completely out of all control. Everybody that was invited was inviting all their friends and all their friends, and you know, it culminated in like somewhere around 20,000 people showed up or something at this bloody poor girl's house, and the street was just packed, and police had to be called. It wasn't great, to be honest. I gave that one a 2. The Poop Cruise was more interesting. I gave that a 3.5. Now, this next one was very good. I gave it a 4. The Astroworld Tragedy. Now, I don't know if you guys will know about this one. I heard about it from the news when it happened. It's not that long ago, actually. What was the name of the performer? Please tell me it tells you in here. It doesn't. Travis Scott, is that him? So this follows a big concert, sort of outdoor venue, Astroworld, and it's like incredible. Everyone loves it. People go a bit mad to get into it. And on this specific day, things weren't planned out properly. Travis Scott was appearing. There were too many people in certain areas of the concert, and people started to be crushed. People fell down, people got trampled on, and people died. And this is using real footage taken from people that were there on the night, trying to stop the performance and get these people help, and they were ignored basically. It's really, really, 2021 is when it happened. Really interesting, really scary. I personally am one of these people. It's called hypervigilance. I have this. Anywhere I go where there's massive crowds of people, or even not big crowds of people, I need to have an escape route. I need to have like a plan out. I even do this in the cinema, folks. It's shocking. Ever since the Batman shooting thing, I need to know where I can go, how I can get out. I can't stand front and middle in a concert, because if you're crushed in and you can't get out, it just scares the life out of me. I hate it. So this is like just so frightening for me, watching these young people all being crushed and not being able to get away, because it's like one of my worst nightmare scenarios. But it is definitely a really interesting, just let me stop this, a really interesting documentary. If you want to check it out, it's on Netflix, I'm not sure if it is in America. I would imagine it is because it happened in the US, but it's on Netflix UK. There are a whole series of these train wreck episodes, a lot of which I haven't actually seen. But yeah, I would definitely recommend the Astroworld Tragedy. Poop Cruise is just a bit of fun. The real Project X is pretty average. So yeah, that, guys, is what I've been watching for the last couple of weeks. I haven't been watching as many movies lately as usual. Just personal stuff, family stuff. My mum's not very well, so a lot of attention's going that direction. Massive apologies for like massive inboxes full of emails that I'm not getting to, and you know, messages and comments and stuff. I try to get to them all at once, but things are a little bit stressful right now. No, I'm not moaning. I don't want you to think I do not appreciate your comments, appreciate messages, all that sort of thing. I very much do. It's just sometimes, you know, you can get into ping pong with messages and you reply, there's one straight back, you reply, there's one straight back, and I just don't have time to ping pong messages right now because I'm spending a lot of time at my mum's. It's just not very good right now. So please do not take it offensively if I'm not getting back to your messages. It's just simply I'm not at home. So yeah, I have a little bit of time today. I have a dentist appointment, so getting a little bit of stuff in before I go for my dentist. That's me caught up for the moment. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and your patience with my kind of schedule at the moment. I shall be back soon. I look forward to talking to you then. Over and out from Lisa Lives.